Hey, warriors. Right now, there's a better version of you that already exists inside your mind, the one who wakes up without abusing the snooze button, keeps promises made to themselves, doesn't disappear into endless scrolling when work needs to be done, and chooses hard conversations over avoidance. You've met this version late at night while planning tomorrow and promising that this time will be different. But when morning comes and the alarm rings, that version stays trapped in your head while the old patterns take control. And this isn't about shame or guilt. It's about learning how to close that gap because change is happening, whether you notice it or not. Your body is rebuilding, your mind is processing, your circumstances are shifting. The only real question is whether you're directing that change or letting it drag you wherever it wants. A year from now, you will be different. But what matters is whether that difference actually means something. Becoming your best self isn't about perfection or looking successful while feeling empty. It's about seeing the space between who you are and who you could be and deciding it's worth crossing. Just like seeds don't wait for perfect conditions, but push through darkness, trusting the instinct to grow. You carry that same drive inside you, even though the journey won't look clean or predictable. Some days you'll feel powerful, and other days barely functional. Moments will inspire you, and others will test your resolve. But everyone who ever transformed their life felt these same doubts and fears. The difference was starting before feeling ready, realizing you're not broken, not behind, not out of time, but standing at the beginning of something that gets built by what you do next, which starts with looking honestly at where you are without lying to yourself because you can't fix what you and Raidukoi won't admit. Acceptance isn't surrender, it's clarity. You can't hate yourself into growth. Real change begins when you stop pretending and say, this is where I am, then as you would choose how to respond. Because while you can't change your current position, you always control your next move. And that honesty frees energy previously wasted on excuses and illusions, allowing you to focus on habits, systems, and actions that align with who you're becoming, not dramatic overhauls, but small repeated behaviors that quietly build identity, because every habit is a vote for your future self. Motivation fades, but systems remain, and consistency creates trust with yourself, which becomes the foundation for lasting change, while the people around you either reinforce growth or anchor you to comfort, making it essential to protect your environment and choose relationships that challenge and uplift rather than shrink your potential, even when that means creating distance from familiar but limiting dynamics. Because your best self needs space to develop, and along the way, you will fail repeatedly. But failure isn't an identity, it's feedback, a lesson pointing you toward adjustment. The only real failure is choosing safety over growth and never attempting at all. Obstacles don't block the path, they become the path, and learning to fall forward rather than retreat backward is what separates those who transform from those who stay stuck, because growth demands discomfort, experimentation, mistakes, learning, and continued movement. Just like watching kids learning to walk. They fall constantly, dozens, maybe hundreds of times. But do they ever stop and think, I guess walking isn't for me? Do they decide that crawling is just who they are now? Of course not. They fall, they get back up, and they try again. They don't attach their identity to falling. They understand falling is part of learning how to walk. Eventually, they walk, then they run. And that's the mindset you need to return to. The childhood way of trying things without turning every outcome into a judgment about your worth. Falling without making it mean something about who you are. failing without turning it into a verdict on your existence, failing forward, using every mistake as information, as guidance, as proof that you're in the arena, actually trying, not sitting in the stands watching life happen. Every failure you survive strengthens you. Every mistake you learn from sharpens you. Every time you stand back up, you prove something success never could. That you don't quit, that you're committed to becoming someone different. The path to your best self is paved with failures, and every single one is shaping you into someone capable of handling what comes next. Turn every setback into a comeback. Say it clearly. I learn and I rise. Your peace is not negotiable. Protect it like your life depends on it, because in many ways it does. You could have everything you've ever wanted, the career, the money, the relationship, the body, and still wake up empty if you don't have peace. Still go to bed restless. Peace is not the reward you earn after checking enough boxes. Peace is the foundation. Without it, everything you build is unstable. With it, even hard days become manageable. Your peace doesn't belong to circumstances, other people, past mistakes, or future worries. It belongs to you, and you decide what gets permission to disturb it. Right now, you're probably giving that permission away too easily to the news, to social media, to other people's opinions, to regrets from years ago, to fears about things that haven't even happened yet. Maybe not consciously, but by default. Protecting your peace means becoming ruthless about what you allow into your mental and emotional space. Not every battle needs your participation. Not every opinion deserves your response. Not every argument requires your energy. And not every negative thought needs your agreement. You wouldn't leave your front door wide open and let strangers walk through your house. Yet many people leave their inner world completely unguarded, letting every thought, worry, and outside influence move in. Then they wonder why they feel overwhelmed, anxious, and scattered. Marcus Aurelius understood this clearly when he said, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you'll find strength." Peace doesn't come from life going your way. It comes from refusing to let external chaos create internal chaos. Your best self knows peace isn't passive or accidental. It's something you practice. It requires boundaries. It requires saying no. It requires walking away from situations that cost you your calm. So even when it's uncomfortable, that doesn't mean ignoring real problems. It means addressing them from a centered place instead of panic. And peace is shaped by what you consume, not just food, but content, conversations, relationships, environments. Everything you take in leaves a mark. If you constantly consume things designed to make you angry, anxious, or inadequate, you're slowly poisoning your peace. So become selective. Ask one simple question: does this serve my peace or disturb it? Remove what drains you without giving anything meaningful back. And don't just keep chaos out. Actively build your peace. Create stillness. Spend time in silence. Walk without your phone. Breathe. Rest without guilt. Caring for your inner state isn't selfish. It's essential. Your peace is not numbness. Numbness is shutting down. Peace is being fully present without being controlled. Feeling everything without being swept away. So staying centered in the storm. And when you protect your peace, something powerful happens. Hey, you make better decisions. You respond instead of react. Wisdom becomes accessible. Your best ideas come from calm, not chaos. Nothing is worth losing your peace over. Say it: my peace is my power. And finally, understand this. The days you don't feel like it are the days that matter most. Most mornings you won't wake up inspired. You'll feel tired, doubtful, unmotivated. You'll want to delay postpone, wait for a better mood or a better day. Those moments when everything in you wants to quit are exactly when your best self is either built or abandoned. Enthusiasm is common. Endurance is rare. Anyone can show up when something is new or exciting, but the people who actually change their lives keep showing up long after motivation fades. Your feelings are real, but they are not reliable. They change based on sleep, stress, food, conversations, and countless things outside your control. If you wait to feel motivated before acting, you'll wait forever. Motivation doesn't create action. Action creates motivation. You start even when you don't feel like it, and the feeling catches up later. That's the difference between talkers and doers. Talkers is wait for inspiration. Doers move first. The consistency beats intensity every time. Discipline isn't punishment. It's self-respect. It's keeping promises to yourself, especially when it's uncomfortable. Now, discipline only matters on the days you don't feel like it. Yeah, because showing up when you're excited doesn't require character, but showing up when you're exhausted, doubtful, and discouraged is where real character is forged. Learn the difference between true rest and resistance. Rest restores you. Resistance keeps you comfortable and stuck. Every time you act despite not feeling like it, you build unshakable trust with yourself. You prove that your word means something, and that trust changes everything. You stop doubting whether you can handle hard things. You already know you can. Like real transformation happens here, like not in dramatic moments, but like in quiet decisions to keep going. Your feelings are passengers, not the driver. Acknowledge them, but don't let them steer. Let your vision, your commitment, and the promise you made to your future self take the wheel. Start small. Take the first step. Momentum creates energy, and energy creates motivation. Becoming your best self isn't a destination, it's a direction, a choice you make again and again. You're not the same person who started reading this, and you won't be the same tomorrow. You're constantly becoming, and that uncomfortable space, that's all right. That's where your power lives. The best version of you isn't waiting in the future. It's being built right now by the next decision you make.